So number one, guys. So this call is obviously being recorded and the replay will be made available. Now, number one, what is this challenge about, or what are we all about? Crypto Gains Blitz. So number one, it is not a race, guys. It's not us competing against one another, because at the end of the day, we are all basically on our own journey, improving on ourselves. So my day one might not be your day one. So, but at the end of the day, if finance basically is what will actually get you to your goal, then this is just a vehicle that you can use on your personal journey where you are finding yourselves. So I'm going to basically share my screen. I'm going to show a bit on what the challenge is. Let's share the screen. Screen 2, share. So just give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Sean, do you see? Do you see the screen? Perfect. Okay. So this is basically the challenge, hey? It's basically a guideline for you. So this you can download in the back office, of which I will show the new back office now also and how it works, because I've actually found that when things are scattered around, then it becomes too much. So if everything is right here in front of you in the sequence, then it will also help you to keep that sequence and just implement it in the challenge on a daily basis. So let's talk dollars tonight. 1,500 Rand is obviously $100. So let's make this $100. Oh, let's make this also $100. So what this is about, each of you can download this. You can do it digitally, or you can do it, you can print it out. If you are the person who prints stuff and hide, that is what you do. If you don't know where to find it, just send me a WhatsApp. You guys have my WhatsApp. It is in the back office. I will show you. Okay, so what you do is, it's $100. Now you already bought a course, and now this is basically your capital that you are trading with, your $100. Now, if your goal, when you get started, when you go into the training, you will see that your goal, or my goal, is to teach you how to make 1%. Now, there are a lot of people who share way bigger results than 1%. But it's important that you first learn how to make the 1%, and then obviously move over to the 2%, the 3%, the 4%, 5%, etc. Do not get excited. Remember what we said, you are on your own personal journey. And the reason I will be focusing on that, the fact that you are on your own personal journey, is because sometimes people get distracted by other people's results. People share, for instance, leverage trades where they make 70%, 30%. That is one trade, maybe with $10, maybe with $100, I don't know. But out of that one trade, they've most probably lost 6 or 7 or 8 trades. So if you are putting yourself in a position to make 70% in one trade, so you're also putting yourself in a position to lose 70 or 100% in one trade. So this is basically not about the risk, this challenge. This is basically building wealth. So over, even though it is, you need to stay disciplined and keep it small, you can still build a significant amount within a matter of a year. So with $100, now this is in the perfect world. Remember, we're not living in a perfect world, but with $100, you make 1% profit. And you have profited $1. So now you have $101. The next day, you're starting with $101, you make another 1% profit, which is a $1.01, which results to 102. Long story short, end of 30 days, it will be 134. Let's put this into perspective. It's 1,500 Rand, and you make 1% per day within a matter of 30 days. Goes to 1,999 Rand. Now, 500 Rand a month is not a lot. Remember, this year is not for you to make money. This is for you to craft your skill. Now, if you continue doing that for the next 30 days, then it goes towards 179. Now, by year, if you have actually stayed disciplined and followed the trading rules and followed your daily routine, then most that I have actually gotten the results back on have shown that they have more than $179. Now, to put in perspective, it's 1,500 they started with, right? Or $100 they started with, and now within 60 days, they've made 80%. And now, if you were to continue doing it for your 365 days, then it works out to $37,778. Now, to convert it into rands, let's just take the 100 and make it 1,500 Rand. Then we'll give you those numbers. I'm just going to mute Norma in the meantime. Okay, because there's background noise. Okay, so from 1,500, 1% per day, 56,675. Now, that is being disciplined. Remember, the reason why I'm going over this again, I see too many people who get distracted because of other people's results who only trade 1, 2, 3, 4 days a month. Because then you blow your account and then you need to wait till payday and come back and actually start trading again. That is not what I want for you. That is not what this challenge is about. This challenge is about a small percentage consistently. I could have started with a $10,000 when we on my day one, or with $1,000 on my day one. But what I did was I started with $100 as well, because the mind normally tells you that, you know what, that person is trading with a bigger amount, so it's fine for them to make 1%, because at the end of the day, I'm trading with little money and I need to double it quicker. And once I have a lot of money, then I can be more disciplined. That is not how it works. That's why I started with $100 as well. And that is why that $100 is over $1,000 now. It's 1,197. Last week when I was sick, I tried to trade. The mind wasn't right. I was about $100 more up, but I lost like 97 or so US dollars because I was sick, and obviously trading is all about how mentally fit you are. So this is what 1,500 does within a year, 56,000. Now, like I said, that is in a perfect world. You're not living in a perfect world. Some days you're gonna make more than 1%. You're gonna make 1.2% or 1.7%. Like last week, or the week before we went into the channel, I said from here onwards we're just going to actually profit from here. We're gonna hide this wave after Elon Musk spoke, but I'll show that on the chart as well. And we profited 7%, 3%, 4%, etc. So on the days when it goes good, we actually pocket, like I always say, and the warmers, I mean, skip. So now when it comes to back to the same amount, now that you have actually crafted your skill, you start making 2%, for instance, consistently. Remember, yes, what I also wanted to share is sometimes you're gonna lose a 1% or lose a 0.5% as well. And that is why this is here, actual results, and you complete it there. Do not get distracted, guys. Do not get distracted. If you're going to follow this, then you will see where you are going home and where things are going right for you. But if you're not going to follow this, then it's going to be scattered. That's why I want everything to be in one place. This is where you put in your actual results. This is in a perfect world. You're not living in a perfect world. You put your actual results. You start with $100. You make $2. You make 2%, for instance, and then you have 102. The next day you made 1%, so then it's 103. Okay, but now let's change this amount. Okay, the amount stays the same, $100, but now you are making 2% per day. Now, if you make a profit of 2% per day, $100. I'm not gonna once again go through every day, but $100, 2% per day goes to 137,000 US dollars. It's 2,060,000 odd. And if you think I'm lying, let's convert it to rands, so you can count in your own currency. So 1,500 plus 2% is 30 rand the first day. 30 rand is not a lot of money to be trading for the day. Or if invested 3, 4, 5 or 3, 4 hours. But day 60, now you are profiting 94 rand. That is after 2 months. Then you're 1,500 now. You're looking at almost 5,000. But now within 365 days, it's 2,066,000. That is by making 1% per day. So that is why I do not share results necessarily when I'm making 20%, 30%, because then the new person in the group, their mind, they lose track. Because I mean, if I were to tell you guys, I'm going to pay you 200,000 rand this month, what would you put aside to actually gain that? And I ask you, how many hours do you have for me? If I'm going to pay you 200,000 rand, then you're going to sketch down a lot of things that were on your to-do list, because it's not that important. But what plays with the mind is the fact that your capital is small on day one and you're only profiting $30. Now you don't put in the work that's needed for it. But if you put it in, and after a year, your 2% is not 30. It's not 30 rand anymore, but your 2%, because your capital is bigger, your 2% is now 40,000 rand for the day. So now then it makes sense to you to put in 4 hours per day, basically. But you need to be disciplined to put in that same 1, 2, 3, 4 hours that you said you're going to put in. Do it the same. Now this is a 365-day challenge, but even I can't trade 365 days per week. You guys know I don't trade on Saturdays. Yes, I sometimes make a trade on Fridays. I let it run, and then Saturday nights I would close it, or I would just put in my profit and my stop loss and let it follow, and then I still make profit on those days. But every day is not a day to trade. So it's a 365-day challenge, but your day one could have been the day when you bought this, when you were fighting. And then life happens and you are out 2, 3 days. And then on day after 4 days, now you see some nice results. Then you come back and you go into the market. So that is actually your day 2. Remember, you're not in a race with no one else. I'm not going to say you must do that, but at the end of the day, everybody doesn't have time to trade every day. For instance, like myself, even though I have the time, I got sick last week. I actually couldn't trade. So yeah, some days I say, guys, I'm not trading today because the market doesn't look good. So that is basically what this is here for. If you don't have this, you better ask for it, because it is actually there to help you to simplify everything. Stop share. So we are done with that part. So now, when it comes to the training, I noticed that because things, I like things to actually like be in order. So when the person goes from here, he knows he's going here. When he's done here, he goes here. And therefore, what we did was I went and I basically rebuilt the website. So none of you guys have access to this now. And it is not the easiest thing to be watching a 2-hour video. I know, even though when I got into Millennium Mentorship, I was given 3-hour, 2-hour videos, and less than 1% of people go through it. But it's important for you to go through it, because at the end of the day, it builds discipline, and that discipline you're going to need when you're applying your training. So yes, but these videos are way shorter. So you basically start here. If you think that this, the time that we've invested into actually building this is going to help you to get better results, I need you to put a 1 in the chats. So this is where you will basically start, and then researching a coin is right there. Your tools is right there in that video. Your strategies are right there. Steps before making a trade, how to document your progress, right there. And each of them have their own PDF. So you'll download it right there. Tools to follow what we're talking about in the video, you download that PDF right there. If you want to print it, you print it. Let's check the chats. Okay, so we got response there. So we believe that that will actually help us, because like I say, everything must work in a straight line. So you go from there, the research, etc. The websites that you need to check, it will be on a PDF right here. Steps before making a trade. So before you make a trade, you will check, did I do this? And then obviously documenting your progress. This is where we enter the Facebook group. So I'm going to be sharing content into the Facebook group. Others have come already. So yeah, I'm actually happy that others are already contributing to the group as well. So make your way to the Facebook group, check for capital gain splits, and then request actually to be entered. Okay, let's go back. This is for the inner circle. So if you have access to that, then you'll obviously be able to get in here. You just click on it and it will take you straight in WhatsApp, straight to it. Okay. We have that covered. So what the challenge is about: simple content, straight and forward, step by step, for your 16-year-old, for your 60-year-old. But the content that you are having at this point of time, use it. I know most of the videos are longer, but what we did is we actually compressed the video. So not compressed the videos, but I'm actually doing everything over. So hence I had to get the haircut today. So tomorrow morning I need to start straight away into those videos, etc. So start recording the final bit of it, and then add them here, and then obviously make access, give access to you guys for it. So that is what the challenge is about. That is basically what Crypto Gains Blitz is about. You acquiring the skill to trade. We are in a group doing our trades, sharing our trades, and at the end of the day, you learn from others as they are sharing as well. Remember, we are a community. If you do not give, wat jy van ander mense sê ek gee nie, as hy goed soek, dan kry sy by niemand nie. We are a community. Do not just want to withdraw from it, also deposit into it. Even if you deposit a question, there's something not clear, asking a question, even a congratulations, it helps a lot. So then your name goes out, and at the end of the day, you attract the right trading buddy to you. So you do not go and seek for a trading buddy. You actually attract a trading buddy by you basically giving input in the groups. And as a result, people say, you know what, I'd like to actually be a trading buddy with that person. And people would reach out to you. So if you were reading a nice article, what you do is on Bitcoin that actually can affect the price, you put it in there, or you see something in the market and you ask, what does this mean? So then your name gets out there. So if your name doesn't get out there, then obviously at the end of the day, people don't know you exist. So it's easy for you to give up when people don't know that you are actually in the group. But once you are actually active and you start getting inactive, then people will ask, hey, what you doing? Nathan, haven't heard of you, etc. Then people will come and look for you. So that is basically what we want to see. Okay, so I've basically covered what we are about. I've also covered on what is actually coming. And yeah, for those of you who already got into, let me just, okay. So that is basically how you qualify for the laptop. You basically buy the new updated course, and which is also valid for a year, and your name basically goes on the list, and you also qualify for the commissions, obviously, which you will earn 50% commissions for the people that you introduce. And then for each person you introduce, your name goes on the list again. So if you introduce one person, we'll have to put that person, we'll put that person's name on the list, as well as yours for the second time, the third, fourth, fifth time. And guys, because we are in beta now, and beta is basically we still finishing the rough edges. We must still finish the snag list, as we would say in construction. But at the end of the day, when we get there, then it's going to immediately increase with $50. And it will proceed from there going forward. So yeah, it's actually at quite low price at this point of time. So let's move over and go to the market. Now, last week, I remember what we said. Let me just quickly, before we go to last week, let's look at why we traded what we traded today. Let's close WhatsApp, Facebook. Let's first go to CoinDesk. Now, guys, you need to become familiar with this site, CoinDesk.com. Is that what you see at this point of time? Do you see CoinDesk.com? You can just put the, okay, Valdemar says, hey, far away. Yeah, what is going? Okay, so you need to familiarize yourself with this site. It's not only CoinDesk.com. You can also, in conjunction with that, Coin Telegraph. So these are all sites or hubs where you will get crypto news. So you cannot trade crypto if you don't know what's going on. Last week, Elon Musk, he did it live. I shared it in the group. He did it live, and I don't know which minute he said that he owns Bitcoin, Tesla owns Bitcoin, and SpaceX owns Bitcoin, and he wished for Bitcoin to succeed. And then he went on further, and he said that they did not sell crypto. Now, when Bitcoin went from 64 to 29.30, people said no, it's him who sold. Sorry for the coughs. And as you know, I'm still recovering from the flu of last week. But yeah, so when he went on and he said that he's holding on to his Bitcoin, and he said that he will pump, yes, but he won't dump, meaning that he will speak good about Bitcoin and because he wants Bitcoin to succeed. Then we went from $32,000. We went up until where we are now. We touched 42. Now, when that happened last week, so let me go back to the Bitcoin chart. Okay, so we were roundabout here. Oh, we were actually, let's check. I know we were roundabout at 29 when he spoke. We struggled there for almost 2 days. And when they went on that call, I obviously shared the call whilst the call was on or live. I shared it into the groups. And when he mentioned that, what I shared was, we're gonna actually follow this trend for the rest of the week, even into the weekend. Into the weekend, it even did this, of which we actually didn't expect so soon, but yes, it did happen. That is how good the news actually was that came from him. Now, the news was good enough to actually get us past the 30, past 32, past 35, where we actually have quite strong resistance. It actually flew through there. It went past 38. We hovered a bit there and then went over to our 40,000. So I deleted those 2 trades, and they were still on here earlier. The ones I actually shared in the group. So where to get in, take profit, get in, take profit, get in, take profit. So obviously, if you were doing swing trading and you put an 8% loss, 8% stop loss, then getting in there would take you to 40% there. If it comes back 8%, then it's obviously 32%. It's still a 32% trade. Meaning if you're not trading on a daily basis, so obviously your stop loss would be lower. And if it's in the high trend, then you are in the money, basically. Sorry. So that is basically what's been happening. So what do we expect going forward? So now I will obviously start putting in some lines. We've been following this trend. Let me just clone this. We've been following that trend. Yes, we have broken out of it, but we soon came back. We broke out here, we soon came back. We broke out here, we soon came back. So, but that good news can only take us so far. It's not going to take us to the moon. So we need something special to actually also happen. Same as that interview that they have basically interviewed him. So therefore, it's important for you to, yes, some people do not use fundamental analysis, but yes, go to the training, the first video, and then you'll see why I'm keen on actually using it. So what will be happening going forward? And what does that news have to do with this? Because in my opinion, if something exciting isn't going to happen soon, then we might be seeing this trading into this channel. And if there's more bad news than good news, then we might just break through this. But if we see something exciting, maybe within a few days, that can break us through here, and then yeah, that could be the case. Now on CoinDesk, I read 3 articles in your daily routine. It shows you need to read 3 articles at least. Updated US infrastructure bill. When I went through this, all this basically said was that they are not like it. Most people being involved with cryptos, they were just defined as a broker, but not. They won't lose the term anymore. It's more specific. So okay, nice. We had that one. So it's not good news, but it's not too bad that it will actually start hitting away from, on the price. Okay, so capital longs and shorts, what's going on with Tether? Now, what's going on with Tether? Now, this isn't good news. They're speaking about Tether. Tether is basically USDT. Do you see that? Tether, USDT. So like we buy Bitcoin, obviously, and then when it goes up, when it is high, we want to sell. So we sell it to Tether, so we are safe because it's basically like the US dollar. Now they're saying that Tether, they are actually not, they don't have so much dollars as what they are actually producing. So they are saying, let's say they're doing the same as fractional reserve banking, because there are only 21 million Bitcoins and no one can make on a screen like there's more. Now they are saying that Tether, the company, doesn't have so much. And when they said that year at the end of May. Now, within the last 3 months, it actually doubled, went from 20 to 60 billion dollars. But when they said that, then it stayed it stayed the same, so it wasn't growing anymore, and that made the suspicion even more true. But obviously, they are still being tied in court. Now, that causes people to fear, and that might be the reason why we actually did not continue this, because it came out on Saturday. So people say, remember, if Tether is a fraud, and then what they say is that they're printing Tether more than what the dollars they have. So which means it pushes the price up. The more Tether they make, the more Bitcoin they can buy. So the more it pushes the price up. So obviously now, what do people think? You know what? So less Tether, the price of Bitcoin will obviously dump. So people are a bit unsure. Are we going up or are we going down? So they're a bit unsure. So chances are that we can actually trade here for a few hours still, or a few days still, until something significantly actually happens. More news. This is a bit of good news. Manhattan Digital to buy 121 million of mining machines from Bitmain. Remember, China was actually their biggest buyer. Bitmain makes a whole lot of machines on a monthly basis. So now, obviously, they're sitting with a lot of machines, nobody to buy it, and that drives the price down. So now they have a contract for buying 30,000 of those end miners. So that is a bit of good news. So that can push us actually up. More adoption, people get excited. People start buying in. And I remember we are actually only $20,000 away from actually the all-time high. So we came far, we came far. We have tried to come back, but we were ejected. Tied, ejected, tied, ejected, tied, ejected. Yeah, we've been trading in a downward trend up until that interview with Elon and the founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. So at the end of the day, most people believe that Tesla and Elon Musk and them, they were selling their Bitcoins here. And then he set the record straight here, and then more belief or more trust is in the market. So that is why we actually saw that awesome 30% run. So in my opinion, I will still continue to buy in on this buy zone and want to take profit there. Remember, that is a range of 8%. Support, knowing that the volume is there. Obviously, I will take in consideration the other tools, obviously. So if the volume is there, and then obviously I would still feel comfortable, but I will make my decision based on actually what I've shared there. So guys, are there any questions at this point of time? Any questions about the market before we wrap up? Okay, doesn't seem like there are any questions. So what we are going to do is we are going to do another call on Thursday, but that call will be a also basically an update. It will be more focused on actually giving away one spot in our mentorship. So one phase spot we are actually going to give away. So you'll be able to invite people. So yeah, so they will learn what we are about, what we are doing. So you are more than welcome to actually invite your friends. You might even win that spot and make a commission from there as well. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. So I will be sharing more details on that Zoom for Thursday within the groups. Just before we go, hi Auntie Nolene. I see Auntie Nolene also joined us. So thanks. So the group is actually bigger. So let us take one last time before we go. We take a group pick. Ek weet as winter Auntie Nolene sit nou seker lekker onder die duvet. But if you cannot open your camera, it's fine. I understand. Auntie Nolene always says something, but I'm sure that she is unable to do so now. Also Norma, fantastic. Okay, okay, there we go. So Sean, just share with us, where are you calling in from and who invited you?
Hey man, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I'm calling from the Garden Road in George.
Awesome.
I just basically just popped in. Decided to join. I was busy cooking while I was listening to you, and some stuff happened in the kitchen that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, I guess it happens.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm just on the call. I'd like to join ASAP. Just started a new job now, so yeah, I'm working things out, and I need to get in on this.
Awesome stuff. Do you have let me